Westwood One Entertainment proudly presents Casey's Top 40. Brought to you by Big Red. Big Red Gum gives you long-lasting, fresh breath. By Freeman Cosmetics, manufacturers of hair, skin, and bath care treatments. From our family to yours. And by Radio Shack. Experience rock and roll like never before. The Rock and Roll Hall of Fame and Museum opening Labor Day weekend in Cleveland. For an unforgettable trip into rock and roll, visit the house that rock built. For information, call 1-800-BUCKEYE.
Hello again, everybody, and welcome to Casey's Top 40. I'm Casey Kasem, and I'm all set to count down the 40 biggest hits on the pop chart. Our rankings come from the official survey of radio stations from coast to coast. The survey is conducted by Radio and Records, the industry's #1 newspaper. Well, we have 3 debuts this week, including a brand new hit by Hootie and the Blowfish. Now can the Rembrandts be there at #1 for a 6th big week? Only one way to find out. Let the countdown begin.
Number 40.
The first of our 3 debuts is by the late Mexican-American superstar named Selena. She's the 23-year-old Tejano singer who was tragically killed this past spring. This is one of 4 English-language songs Selena recorded shortly before her untimely death. I Could Fall in Love.
Casey's Top 40.
From Hollywood, this is Casey Kasem. Well, now we're up to the first top 40 hit for the Mexican-American singing star named Selena. When she was a child, she had to sing to help her family make ends meet. Last year, her singing earned her over $5 million. Selena was born in the town of Lake Jackson, about 50 miles south of Houston, Texas. She started to sing when she was just 6. And by the time she was 9, she was performing for customers at her father's restaurant. It was a modest little Mexican restaurant called Papagayos. And for a while, the little restaurant did big business, in large part because so many people wanted to see young Selena sing. Then, tough economic times hit Texas, and Selena's family was hit hard. First, they had to sell their restaurant. Then they had to sell their home. Through it all, Selena kept on singing. And soon, what started out as her hobby became a full-time job. Before he owned the restaurant, Selena's father had been a musician, and soon to help put food on the table, he formed a family group around young Selena called Selena y los Niños, Spanish slang for Selena and the Guys. Over a period of 3 years, they traveled all over Texas, playing weddings, small parties, and occasionally nightclubs. They had a small beat-up van with a fold-out bed in back. At their shows, they used homemade speaker cabinets and stage lights they had made from empty peach cans. And they made little more than the money to pay for motels and gas. By the time Selena was 15, she had become a star in her own right, winning the Tejano Music Award for Female Entertainer of the Year. That was in 1987. And soon after that, her career really took off. Her albums, all in Spanish, became bestsellers. Her shows were packed. She won a Grammy, and by last year, she had become one of the highest-paid Hispanic entertainers in the world, with annual earnings estimated at more than $5 million.
Casey counts them down. Casey's Top 40.
Well, now we're up to Selena, a Mexican-American superstar who was known for a lot more than her music. She was also famous for her practical jokes. Though her current hit may be her first pop hit, it's by no means the first time she's been on the charts. For years, Selena has been a superstar of Tejano music, selling millions of Spanish-language records and winning numerous awards, including a Grammy. But there was more to Selena than music. Up until her tragic death at the age of 23 this past spring, Selena was also known for her offbeat sense of humor. At home, she'd sometimes dress up in a big white chef's hat just to make a bowl of cereal. On tour, Selena liked to dance around inside her tour bus, imitating opera. Once on an airplane going to a show, Selena got the flight attendants to let her help them out. She put on an apron, introduced herself to the passengers, and then proceeded to walk up and down the aisle serving peanuts and soft drinks. When she went on stage, Selena's pranks continued. Once during a steamy love duet, Selena thought it would be fun to distract her male singing partner. So she secretly stuck a sunflower seed over one of her front teeth. And when with a straight face, she gave her partner a big smile, it looked like one of her front teeth was missing. For a moment, he was stunned. Then he lost his composure and burst out laughing right in the middle of that tender love song. These days, the wonderful memories of Selena live on, thanks to her devoted fans and the many albums Selena made. Easing down from number 13 to 16 in her 11th week on the countdown, that's Selena Quintanilla Pérez with I Could Fall in Love.
Casey's Top 40.
Falling 2 notches to number 24 is Selena, a superstar of Tejano music whose fame did not get in the way of her strong beliefs in education and family values. During her lifetime, she lectured in schools on the value of education, spent time working for the anti-drug program called DARE, and was active in fundraising for AIDS research. Another legacy she left is her music.
Number 59.
Now on our special survey, here's Selena, a superstar of Tejano music whose tragic death this past spring was a devastating shock to her millions of adoring fans. Soon after that, Selena's first album with English language songs was released, an album that in the summer gave the singer her first top 40 pop hit. Rolling in at number 59 for the year 1995, that's Selena, and I Could Fall in Love. It's from her multi-million selling CD, Dreaming of You.
Casey's Top 40.
I'm Casey Kasem on Casey's Top 40. Well, now we're up to the song Dreaming of You. It's by a singer whose life has inspired an upcoming motion picture. An uplifting film her family says will deal with her life and not her tragic death. It's been 9 months since the Tejano singer named Selena was killed in a hotel in Corpus Christi, Texas. And in those 9 months, her family has tried to find a way to tell the inspiring story of her life, a way that would reach the most people. Recently, they announced an agreement with acclaimed Hispanic filmmaker Gregory Nava, the man who made the movies El Norte and Mi Familia. Gregory Nava is going to direct the movie, and he'll do it based on the family specifications. One of those specifications is that the film must be a positive movie. To do that, the film won't depict Selena's tragic end. Instead, it will focus on her climb to stardom. In the words of her father Abraham Quintanilla, quote, Selena's death touched many people. She struggled to achieve the American dream. She was an artist who connected with the masses and cared for people, unquote. The movie is due to begin filming next month, and it should reach the theaters by summer. Until then, Selena's fans have lots of great music to listen to.
Casey's Top 40.
Well, now we're up to the second pop hit for Selena, an artist whose life ended tragically at the age of just 23. And by that time, she'd already been singing professionally for 14 years. You see, Selena began singing when she was just a small child. Her father, Abraham Quintanilla, had a popular Texas band called Los Dinos. One day when Selena was only 6, her dad was trying to teach her brother how to play guitar. All of a sudden, Selena burst into the room, grabbed the sheet music, and started singing. Her father was stunned. He says she had perfect pitch and perfect timing. And in a short time, Dad taught Selena and her brother to perform together. By the time Selena was 9, her dad had opened a small restaurant in Lake Jackson, Texas. And that's where she made her professional debut, singing for the customers along with her dad's band. Selena quickly became a big crowd pleaser, and when Dad took Selena and the band on the road, they built a huge following all over Texas. In 1989, at the age of 17, Selena was signed to EMI Records as a solo artist. And that's when her career really took off. She sold millions of records and even won a Grammy. At the time of her death, at the age of 23, she had been singing professionally for 14 years. This week, a song Selena recorded shortly before her tragic death climbed 3 notches to number 20 on Casey's Top 40, Dreaming of You.
America's Top Hits.
4 years ago this week, one of the top hits in the USA was by a singer who was famous in the Latino community before her tragic death. Her death made her a legend around the world. Before she was murdered in March of 1995, the woman known as Selena had a loyal following in America's Latino community and throughout Latin America. But in the wake of that tragedy, she achieved a fame that made her a household name. Selena's handful of English-language songs have become hits around the world, and her life story was told in a major motion picture, a hit film that gave a huge boost to the career of Jennifer Lopez. Selena has also become a role model for many in the Latino community, a woman known to this day as the Hispanic Madonna. 4 years ago this week, one of Selena's posthumous songs was one of the top hits in the USA. Here's I Could Fall in Love.
I could lose my heart tonight.